Hey guys, how's it going? Owner here, and welcome to episode 2 of the Top Gear Test Track series on rFactor 2 on the channel. So after we have featured the Honda NSX, it is now time for this car over here. It's the Corvette ZR1 and it's part of the C6 series. This car recently was introduced into rFactor 1. I think it's a car which looks really nice. Seriously, they have done a great job on the car modeling. There are also a few specifications where you can drive with, just like in the Honda NSX, and I'll show you after this video what I went with in order to set this lap time. So let's actually go out on track. I might be a little bit rusty because I haven't really played this game in a long while. I had a little bit of a read about this car. So ZR1, part of the C6 series. It has 650 brake horsepower, well, about 650, I think it's 639 to be a little bit more precise. And straight away you feel that the car has a lot of power. Look at that, just not going a lot on the throttle, but yet it causes quite a bit of oversteer. So we're just going to continue the series here, meaning we do a 25-minute session first, just to get a little bit of a feel for the car, and after that I'll do some off-cam hot laps, and the best hot lap then gets nominated, of course. But it does feel a little bit understeery through some specific corners. Maybe tires still need to get up to temperature, but the rear end is very loose, has to be said. The car feels a little bit sloppy, you know. You don't really get a good feel what the car is actually doing. At least that's my impression so far. Oop, completely messed that up. Apologies. See, so rear end is very loose. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that when I get on the throttle. But at the same time, it's very hard to get the car to turn in. It feels very heavy. So the turn in isn't really there. And one thing which I'm noticing is there's some kind of digital display on the window itself. And now that is pretty cool. You can see it there on the bottom of the window. You see that? Well, it says the speed. I think it says the RPM. Pretty cool. Now this C6 car comes with a few different specifications. I think there's also something like a Grand Coupe, and I think 2 more. And then this one, the ZR1.
The lap was a 1:17.54.
I hope that didn't scare you. It's the new spoiler for rFactor 2. I will actually turn him a little bit lower because he's quite loud. That's much better. Need to get used to this car. It feels different compared to, well, any other car basically. See that? I'm just trying to get the car to turn in, but you really need to slow it down before you actually turn in. It's very quick though in a straight line. But it's the cornering which is a little bit different compared to what I'm used to, certainly. It's loose on the rear end, especially on corner exits. It's also a little bit understeery, so not a great combination, that's for sure. There's a brake too late here for Gambin. That gives me some time to actually reduce this, the spotter noise, so give me a second. Okay, there we go. I've reduced the spoiler noise a little bit. It was pretty loud. One thing which this car has, and which will be very useful, especially at the start, is launch control. Let's actually have a look at well, the procedure. You know, how does it work on this car? And yeah, just let's try it out, I guess. Here we go. So you can just floor it, and the car will do, or yeah, the car will use the throttle control itself automatically to get the best traction as possible. There we go. It's not, the turn-in is a problem if you don't slow the car down enough, which is, of course, makes actually sense, but it's very, very clear in this car. Again, trying to get on the throttle. There we go. Just need to be a little bit more gentle with the throttle. Get it to turn in. Let's try this full throttle here. Should be easy. Yeah, that was full throttle. Brakes feel a little bit sloppy at the moment. Maybe because they still need to get up to temperature. But certainly a different car in my opinion. Especially when you are going to compare it to the Honda NSX. Honda NSX was great fun to drive. This car also seems pretty fun, especially on the corner exits, as it's pretty difficult to have a clean exit. It's also pretty tricky on the braking. Rear end wants to step out on you. Yeah, for me, I have nothing really against American cars, but this one is a little bit flat, if you know what I mean. It lacks emotion, for me at least. That is my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with me.
That was a 1:13.04.
That was pretty nice. That was pretty nice, I've got to say. The spoiler is still pretty loud, isn't it? Apologies about that. Certainly pretty quick in the straight line, but as I said, the problem is the cornering right here, just understeers and understeers. I'm forced to take a V line, a V through that corner, because it just understeers and I don't have this mid-cornering grip. Same here, you see that I'm just running way wide, then I get on the throttle, get a bunch of oversteer, which I like. But it's not certainly not the quickest way. Let's try this corner in fourth. No, it really is third gear. There we go. Way off track. Okay, so we have learned from that. That is certainly third gear. Need to brake pretty early, in my opinion. It's very easy, of course, to overheat those rear tires with the loose rear end. It's like a fish sometimes. No, a fish which is a tiny little fish which is trying to escape from a big shark. It wobbles around a lot, tries to escape from the shark. That's what this feels like. It feels pretty desperate. There we go. Oh, and then lost it. Kaboom. Not the best drive so far from my point, from my side. Yeah, to me it seems a little bit flat, this car. So fuel is coming down a little bit. 10 more laps. 14 more minutes. What's our quickest lap? 113? 113? Really? What did the NSX do? I think we're pretty quick.
1:25.00.
Crucial to try to brake in the straight line there, otherwise the car really will step out on you. There we go. That was pretty nice. It's especially when you try to slow the car down for a low speed corner such as this one, where it just understeers. There we go. That's a little bit better. That went pretty well actually. Not really taking such a V-line anymore through there. It's very, very quick in the straight line though. Very good acceleration. Slowly on the throttle. I'm not pressing a lot of throttle, but car just wants to step out. With the 639 brake horsepower, you can of course imagine that. Get a turn in, that was kind of good. Last corner, bit of oversteer on entry.
That was a 1:12.57.
And we're into the 12s. So it's a pretty quick car, I think. And I definitely think that a lot of that is down to the power of this car. The straight line speed is really, really nice. Slow it down, turn in. Yeah, for me it just doesn't really give the response I absolutely want, but nonetheless, if you look at the car, it has actually pretty good grip, considering, as I said, the looks of the car. Also pretty nice interior. It is an 8 shifter, so it's not sequential. Take a little bit more of a late apex. Miserably filled there though. Take more speed into the corner.
The lap was a 1:12.29.
How was that for a finish? This lap is spoiled, obviously. It's very, very hard to keep the car under control. If you have oversteer, this first oversteer moment is pretty easy to control, but then obviously the dynamics of the car change. Lateral weight is being transferred from left to right. And very hard to catch this second oversteer slide. So this lap is spoiled though. We should get into the 111s when we really go down the fuel. Although of course remember that in the hot lap itself we will do a standing start, but without a standing start I think a 111 is well, possible for sure. Maybe 110 with a really, really good lap. Try to do a little bit of a cool down lap. Let's have a look how the tires are. Indeed, it's the rear tires which are going off. No surprises there, that's for sure. I think I can brake a little bit later for this one. Just get hard on the brakes, down to second, even before the corner itself. Get it to turn in, hit the apex. And then this corner here is very, very tricky. You need to slow the car down. And that is not where the car...
27.05.
That's not where the car is at its best. In the slow speed corners, definitely not. This corner is fine though. It takes this corner pretty nicely actually, look at that. Good turn in, get on the throttle. Using all the track. And then slow it down. There we go, there comes the understeer. Nonetheless, pretty good first sector. Brake too late. Yep, going straight on here. Just brake too late there. Brakes are not good. Well, remember, this car has pretty good straight line speed. You know, I'm comparing to the Honda NSX, and I'm pretty sure that the NSX doesn't go as quick as this one in the straight line. So, you know, this car approaches the corner with more speed. So it makes sense that, yeah, you need longer brake distance then. I cannot fully master this car though. I really cannot. Here we go. How much time is left? 9 minutes. Okay, let's do this one. Let's finish this one. And then go for a new set of tires and low fuel. Wow, 410s up, not bad. There we go, pretty sweet, carrying a lot of speed into there, slowing the car down quite well as well for the hammerhead. And now on the throttle, look at that, using all of the track, pretty good exit. Slow it down a little bit for this one, definitely not flat out. Big lift before the corner. Extended our gap by about a 10th or so. Bit of understeer there. Definitely a lift there. Brake a little bit later. Down the gears. I can still brake a lot later than that. One more corner and across the line.
1:11.94.
Lost about a 10th in that final sector. Nonetheless, into the 11th now. And that was too much. I presume this car looks really nice. So we've lost it into the replays. I presume it will. Let's have a quick look. It's a pretty nice looking car, isn't it? Pretty deep sound, as we all well know from the Americans, really. The American cars, I mean. It doesn't really though attract me a lot. As I said, I think it's pretty flat, but it is my opinion. I'm sure a lot of guys will disagree, a lot of people will disagree with me, and that's completely fine. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest, it's not really my style. So we're having cold tires again. 6 minutes left. We're gonna do one more short stint. Fuel it up for 5 laps, about 5 laps. Let's see what launch control does with our tire temperatures here. Here we go. Look at that, instantly up to 180 degrees maximum. So the rear tires suffer a lot from this 650 brake horsepower engine. I think this car is also supercharged. Pretty sure it is, because on the dashboard there's a meter with is that pressure or is that just oil temperature? Might as well be oil temperature. I think it is. Oh, never mind that. Yeah, it's a car which I cannot master at the moment. Certainly not. I'm doing pretty poor. Just cannot really get used to the physics yet of this car. How it handles. As I said, it's really loose. And it's also pretty hard to feel what the car is actually doing, which I don't find very often happening in rFactor 2. Anyway, here we go. Starting the lap. Bit too much speed, way too deep into there. Compromising my exit speed heavily. And again, way too deep. Way too deep. That's the lap spoiled. Yep, That's the lap spoiled for sure. Brakes getting above 600 degrees Celsius there on the braking. $7,000 RPM when changing up gear. I think it doesn't have, okay, it does have 6 gears, so that's the maximum 6 gear. Here we go. Let's try to do it at a little bit better now.
The lap was a 1:15.31.
Horrible oversteer on corner entry. That's another lap spoil probably. We'll keep on going though. See what we can still do. I need half a second down. As I said, we'll keep on going. It feels like still that it still feels like things need to get up to temperature. So it might make sense for me to actually do a few laps, a few slow laps, before I actually set the hot lap, get some temperature into the tires, and then do the lap. So the car seems to be a lot happier with warmer brakes, warmer tires. Does seem to make a pretty big difference.
That was a 1:13.94.
And again. And again. Indeed again. I think I'm pressing the brakes too hard right now. It's not the way to go there. Obviously you're braking. You're slowing the car down for this left-hander while you're in the corner, while you're turning the wheel. It's very hard to slow it down. It's a very tricky corner, very tricky, tricky braking zone in particular. That's a bit better. Get on the power slowly. Try to minimize the wheel spin. So you either sacrifice the right-hander for the left-hander, or you take the right-hander very quick and sacrifice the left-hander. So it's a decision you make. I would rather sacrifice the right-hander, get the left-hander full
The
throttle.
lap was a 1:12.89.
Okay, here we go again. Brake. Slow down. That's a bit better. Pretty good. Get on the power. Here we go. Open up this left-hander, 4th gear, full throttle. Slight lift on corner entry there. I thought I was going to hit the barrier. Bit of oversteer before Gambin. And there we go.
That was a 1:11.53.
So a pretty good final sector, I think. And we hit that board with our rear end. I think that's pretty much it though. Tires are squeezing a lot, and that's indeed the end. Those were 25 minutes in this car, and the result is a 111.5 Now it's time to give it our all, our best in the actual hot lap. I think this will be the Honda NSX, but by how much will it be the Honda NSX? That's the main question. And for how long then will it be on our first, on the first place on our leaderboard? It's a pretty interesting car. I think I'm going to describe it as like that. An interesting car. Dynamics are interesting. There's a lot of power, you can feel that. But I don't completely feel in total control of the car. It's pretty hard to control it actually. There we go. Let's park it up there. Let's go to the hot lap now. It's time for the Corvette C6 ZR1 road car to set the second benchmark on our Top Gear leaderboard. He got away with a pretty good start using launch control as he heads down into turn 1 Wilson, where we have seen that the braking is so super tricky as the car wants to step out. This time, however, everything seems pretty right, hitting the apex pretty nicely there and carrying a lot of speed through the corner. Was a little bit wide, could have been a little bit better, but nothing too major. Then slowing it down for Chicago. This car really struggles in the slow sections, but that corner looked pretty good. Little bit of oversteer on the exit, but that's what you can expect with so much power coming from this car. 650 brake horsepower in total, so now slow it down for the hammer, turning it into the corner. Once again, the slow speed corner, the car not entirely happy there, and then trying to get on the power. Look at that, there's so much oversteer, even dipping a tire into the grass as we now head down to the follow through. Definitely a lift before the corner, even giving a slight touch to the brakes in order to open up. Oh, look at that, little bit of drift and open up this left-hander here. Beautiful shot there. So we now come through the second to last corner. Let's have a look. The car again wants to step out on the braking. It indeed steps out, but we can control it. Now on to Gambon, the final corner. What will this car do? Final corner to go and across the line. So next up obviously is the leaderboard. What did the Corvette C6 ZR1 do? Well, it obviously tops the leaderboard, but look at that gap. It's over 10 seconds to the Honda NSX. Now, I absolutely did not expect that. In my opinion, that is a pretty big gap. Absolutely did not expect that. It's just a very quick car, and I honestly believe it will stay there for quite a while, because 1:14, that's a really good time. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, I would appreciate a like. That is pretty much it. See you guys next time. Goodbye.